Here is how Robby Starbuck is getting major brands to turn their back on LGBTQ diversity. Robby Starbuck has been targeting companies to abandon their diversity, equity, and inclusion DEI programs and distance themselves from the Human Rights Campaign and its Corporate Equality Index. And he is succeeding. His campaign has already influenced major brands like Harley-Davidson, Ford, and Caterpillar Inc., which he labels as, quote, a massive win for the sanity, end quote. Starbucks claims to leverage threats of exposing, quote, woke policies, end quote, to compel companies to drop DEI initiatives, including eliminating woke trainings and political charge sponsorships. He boasts that corporate neutrality is now a trending goal among major corporations. Starbucks has recently gained notoriety for his anti-LGBTQ rhetoric, including accusing actress Megan Fox of child abuse for a photo of her son in a pink shirt. His documentary, The War on Children, which promotes right-wing conspiracies regarding the LGBTQ community, further fueled his visibility. Despite having fewer than 630,000 followers on Twitter, his anti-queer activism gained traction this year, pushing companies to forsake DEI programs, many of which are essential for fostering inclusive workplaces. Experts like Dr. M.K. Chin assert that companies' compliance with Starbucks demands often results from a lack of internal consensus on DEI initiatives. LGBTQ activists privately acknowledge the success that Starbucks is having. He represents a new advisory and attack to LGBTQ civil rights that has not yet been slowed. So, another one that's targeting...
Another one.
Yeah, another one that's targeting our community. And you know, there was a quote he used, not neutral, maybe you all will remember, I just read it, where he's trying to get like a neutral environment. I'm using the wrong
neutrality.
word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but neutrality. But it doesn't work in the world that we live in. Right. When you have people, you know, people are born into their world, and this world is not equitable. It's not an equal opportunity world. It just isn't. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think he's trying to make it like, oh yeah, we can just forget about, you know, people's rights if we would just come together and work. But shit happens. Mm-hmm. And we need to have programs in place in case I'm at a job and like I did for 7 years and couldn't use the bathroom at my job for 4. I sat at my desk every day for 8 hours holding my urine because I am trans and I would offend the women if I went into the ladies' room. So, you know, stuff like that. And, you know, we've come a long way. Thank God we have some rights, but I wouldn't put it past it backsliding. You know, we can't get comfortable. We really can't.
No, we can't become complacent. And I think that's what started happening when all of these rights started happening for us. I think a lot of us became complacent.
Maybe.
We can never do that again, you know?
I don't know. I would never put the blame on the trans community for coming complacent with, you know, your rights being taken away. To me, this douchebag just sounds like he is someone who's throwing distractions at us, who is going to later on try and eliminate every human being that he possibly can, like Project 2025. So, I mean, it does, to me, I don't see any good equality, anything like I adore you. I don't see anything like you just said with him. For me, he just sounds like a monster.
I hear you.
Yeah, I don't see.
Well, he's using that as an excuse.
Yeah,
He's
I
a
don't-
monster.
I don't see,
but that was the phrase. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But I think we need to
yeah.
rally allies in this,
Yeah.
because the reason he's having success is because the haters against our community
They love him.
are lining up behind him vocal.
Yeah.
And the LGBTQ community, who is a smaller portion of the population, we need allies to say, we're not happy that Ford is ending DEI programs.
Yes.
And for
Correct.
instance, it's Hispanic Heritage Month. My company is celebrating it, celebrating on every news channel.
Yes.
I don't hear them coming out and saying, let's end Hispanic Heritage Month because
Exactly.
they need Hispanic voters, or
Right.
let's end Asian American, Heritage Month. It's just Pride Month, LGBTQ people, trans people. It is just aimed at our community. It's not DEI efforts in general.
Yeah.
No,
It's just,
that was my
it's not,
main point, right.
celebrating Americans with disabilities.
Right.
I mean, we have, those are all DEI efforts that didn't exist before. So
Yeah.
let's be real. It's just against
us.
us.
It's
And we need our allies, because again, they're going to come for us. You're going to be next about something that you believe in. It could be your religion. It could be something else.
Yeah.
We need allies to support us.
The phrase I was referring to was corporate neutrality.
Yes. Yeah.
Corporate
Yeah,
neutrality.
he was using that. He's using that to just be a monster, but that's what he's, using.
Yeah, he's
that
using
phrase.
an old school tactic
Yeah.
that has maybe worked in the past in other workplaces to try and attack a certain group of people. In now 2024. And he's, whatever.
And I like what you had also said about LGBTQ as a whole,
Yeah.
coming together and not being complacent and moving things forward.
Forward.
And our allies are such an important part. I know I have allies in my life that
They need
have
to
been
be sharing
amazing.
more using
And
their
they do.
platforms. Yeah,
And they
of
do.
course.
So we have to make sure that we get our allies up front and center, and that you represent me and I represent you, and vice versa. We're all in this together. We need
right.
to make a stand together.
Girl, and you know what? We have to yell that to the mountaintops.
Yeah.
Because even within our own LGBTQ community,
Right.
some groups think, well, we got our rights.
Right.
This isn't really affecting us. You trans people, y'all are on your own. I go out into Wilton Manors. I get it from, some of the gay men in
I do too.
in the
That's a shame.
community.
I do
yeah,
too.
It is.
this
They should be
attitude, like,
ashamed.
what are you doing here?
I do too.
And but thank God we have a lot of gay men in our community
women.
and lesbian women that do support us. They
Absolutely.
do. But I've been feeling it, like
Yeah.
the temperature has changed
Never
a
let
little.
them catch me out with you, honey. I'll go off,
yeah.
please.
Oh, yeah.
Please.
Yeah, and
Pull my
unfortunately,
earrings.
Scrap you. I got you.
Oh yes, baby! I knew I loved
Like,
you.
please, I'm gonna-
I knew I loved you.